Hey everyone, welcome back to Coffee with Coaches. I think Al's going to be a little late, but he should be here shortly. And today on Coffee with Coaches, we're going to look at an app called Miro that I recently discovered, and I wanted to show the team. So we thought this would be a really good Coffee with Coaches thing. And so first, I am going to have the team. I'm going to copy this link and put it in our little private chat in this StreamYard. All right, team. I want you to go to that link and sign. I think it's going to prompt you to sign in, but I think you should be able to get in. And then in the meantime, I am going to share my screen. Share. And I think you can see it. Okay. So, are you guys able to get in, or is it like causing problems?
No, we just have to set up an account.
Oh, you
maybe I should have done that ahead of time, huh?
So, I didn't know it was going to make you set up an account. Sorry.
I'm doing it at lightning speed here.
No, it's super quick.
All right.
Super quick. Sign in with Google, asks you 2 questions, and you're in. Boom.
Yeah. So if I had the more upgraded account, I could have shared and anyone with the link could access.
Oh.
But I don't have that yet. And I've discovered also, so this Miro is something, and you can see like our, I'm going to zoom out. So there's all these boards. So it starts off with this like blank big board. And then you can build things in it and you can collaborate with people. So I see Corey's in there. You can see her dancing around with her cursor. And what we see on this board right now is a pre-built template that I borrowed from someone. And they had all of these. There's like 10 different like icebreakers that you could use. You could steal these things and put them in there, but you could create it's an infinite amount of, I feel like, space that you can put in there and collaborate with people and do different things. And so I'm just going to show you a quick rundown. So you have a few toolbars to use, and then you see the people up top. So you can see I'm in here, Corey's in here, and Jenny's in here. And if I click on like Corey, so I feel like if I click on Corey, there's a way where you can follow that person. And then if I click on myself, there is some options. So in the more upgraded one, you can click this one. It brings everyone to you. So if you have kids dancing all around and you want them to come to you, you bring them to you. And then over here, we have 2 different toolbars. So over here is where you can grab templates, and you can go through here and you can look. There's all kinds of like things you can grab. So you don't have to start from scratch, but you can always start from scratch. And then you can add like anything. You can add text and you can zoom in and out. You can add these sticky notes. They can be different colored, and you can resize them, and you can put in anything you want. So I could have 2 sticky notes, maybe a blue one. And then if you were doing something like a mind map, you could draw lines between them. So I could do like an arrow to here, and then I could type in here as well. So I could add, how do I do this? Apparently, I don't know what I'm doing right now, but
that's the fun of learning something new.
Yeah, this is super new. I haven't, but anyways, you should be able to type on here, but for some reason I can't get it to work right now. And then you can have like this arrow labeled. And then it just like goes through the shapes. You have arrows, you have pen, you have comments. So you can make little comments. And then frames. So you notice how these things are like in a gray box. So it's a way of setting up a frame, and then you put it in a frame and it kind of keeps it together on like one sheet and one paper. And then you could like lock down things so your participants can't move things around, which is kind of nice. And then there is, you can upload anything, and then the 3 dots you can integrate with other apps, which is kind of cool.
Ooh.
So you can do a Google image search right in it. You can go find icons right in it. There's all these like other things. You can find emojis, and then you can add more apps if you wanted to. Down below, if I click on the first one, frames, it shows me all the frames in like a list. So I could hop around. So for example, if we were going to go to the Team Superpower Collage as our icebreaker, which is the first one, and it says like, you read the instructions. So these are icebreakers are meant to get your members used to navigating in Miro and working in it and understanding what the little stuff in it you can do. But if we go to, my favorite one is bring something to the table. Okay. So if you go to number 6, bring something to the table. And if you click on my person up there, it'll take you to where I am. So if you can't find me on the board, you can click on me and it'll take you where I am. So, and here, so it says choose a seat, add your pic or avatar, so you can search in the icon finder, and add your name, and then use the icon finder to bring something to the table. So it wants you to go into, the apps. Here's the icon finder. So maybe lady. Let's see. Oh yeah. So there's people in here I could be. Sona, and then I can bring her out here. And there she is. And you can make her bigger. So you can do that as well. And then another cool feature I like about this is they have this presentation mode. So if I go into presentation mode, let me close that. You can see down below, it turns it into like a slideshow. So if you built out your frames in a way, you could go through the frames like a presentation. So you could build a presentation right in here and show. You could even see all the comments that were made on the board if somebody was making comments in one spot. You can even have a chat with your members. There's even a screen sharing thing, but I haven't played with that yet. And there is a voting. So this is in the upgrade as well, where you get to kind of turn on voting and people can vote. And then the other thing that I really like is in the upgrade is there's a timer. So you could have a timer displayed at the top, like, okay, we're going to take 10 minutes to work on this. And then you do that. So there's like all these really cool built-in stuff. Once you get the hang of all the tools, it's pretty easy to navigate. And then you can play around with it. So it looks like, let me see if okay, so when you first log in, you see something like this, and then you can either create like a new board, and I'm just gonna create a board just so you can see what it looks like, how it's like pretty much blank, but it pops up all of these other things for you if you wanted to. So I'm going to click on, but you can see there's nothing on here. It's really, really blank, but you can build that same stuff that I borrowed from the other board that we're playing. And if I can go back, all of this stuff somebody else built and put it in there, which is great. But you could also go back and use, let me go back. You could use any of these. So if you wanted to do like a mind map or, it's this app was built for project management in mind and a lot of that kind of workflow, but they've soon discovered that it works really well with other like education, and they have this Miro verse here. So here is all of these different templates you could borrow from people to set up your own meeting. They even have like team building stuff. They have stuff for running meetings and setting that up. They have stuff for setting up workshops, games. There's some education ones as well. And yeah, it's like infinite possibilities. It's like this blank canvas that you can pretty much do whatever you want on. What do you guys think?
This is really cool. So my first thought when you shared this with us was, I know that so many teachers like Padlet, and it's really, you're allowed 3 different Padlets and then that's it. And I wonder if this could be something that could replace that.
Yeah.
But then even beyond that, then I was starting to think like looking at the bring something to the table, or what was the other one I was looking at? The guess who, or maybe it was the what do we value, but like how these could be used for formative assessment.
Yeah.
If you think about the bring something to the table, if you're reading a book and you're learning about character traits, kids can find a symbol that represents the character and their trait.
Yeah.
Or the GIF or GIF, however we're pronouncing it,
Right.
Party One would be a great social emotional check-in with kids. Put one up that's representing how you're feeling today.
Yeah. And you could build out each a I'm gonna find my spot again. I'm lost. You could build out a frame for like, say you want kids to collaborate on teams. You could build out a frame for each team to work on and have them go work on it. And that way you can still oversee what's happening and see what they're doing. And then you can bring them all to you and you just go through the frames and see what they have going on. So like you could pre-build a lot of stuff in here for your kids to use. And I think it's just like a really cool, powerful tool that I want to be able to explore it more. And I've seen it in action. I was at a virtual conference not too long ago, and somebody used it as part of their presentation. And
cool.
It was so cool. It was like, I lost where I am. Okay, here I am. What did I do? And it was really, Al's here waiting to come in. Hi, Al.
Hi.
I totally lost my HDMI to VGA adapter, so I'm using one screen right now. It's really hard. Did you get to see a Miro, Al, at all?
Yeah, actually, I've been here quite a while.
Okay.
I was watching the whole demonstration from backstage,
Yeah. Awesome. What do you think of it, Al?
It looks pretty cool. And I totally agreed with what Corey was thinking about replacement for Padlet. I could see a lot of uses for this. I like that it has a lot of things integrated into one that I use a lot, like mind maps and the sticky note thing. There's so much that it looks like you could do with this.
Yeah.
I can't wait to explore it more.
Yeah, and I haven't upgraded the account yet. So teachers can upgrade the account. It's a little bit of a process. So it's like it wants you to upload some documents to prove that you are an educator. It's not as easy as some other places, and you have to get a tax exempt letter from TRCSU, which is why I haven't uploaded yet, because I was like, that's too much work. But I think it would be worth it, to be honest. And if you just I can throw this link in YouTube so you can see what it was all about, because I think there is a lot to be able to do if you're with education. I mean, just look how cool this is. Like, you can label I mean, how cool is
That's
that?
so cool.
And it's just like the ideas of what you can do are infinite. Here's some other ideas they have. So it's just a really fun way to collaborate with your students and have them dance around. And in this environment where we have some students that are remote and, need to, honestly, that's now, I think, a new soft skill
Mm-hmm.
is collaboration in the remote environment, and how to work in the remote environment now. That's where a lot of companies are going, and that's where we're heading. So having those collaboration skills in the remote environment and how to work in that environment is going to be valuable.
Yeah. Well, if you expand that into the real world scenarios too, beyond just the education world, like if I had to work with a team of engineers for some company or a team of computer scientists or whatever, and they're all working from home remotely, and one guy lives in Oregon and one guy lives in Florida and someone lives in Ohio, you could all get together and collaborate with a tool like this. They probably have their own tools, but learning these sorts of collaboration tools is key to the job market of the future. Plus, it cuts down all that travel. You don't have people going on airplanes as much. You save the environment. There's all that stuff.
Yeah, and I know this tool was originally designed for the business world. As you can probably see, there's, like the customer journey and how to, Scrum sprints and all that stuff is labeled as part of it. But educators are quickly catching on to it as well, and seeing it in action is kind of fun.
I think this could be used for PLCs too. So not just in the classroom with our students, but with our educators in PLC teams, they could use tools like this too.
Yeah, I agree. Like it's just like such a great little tool, all these collaboration ideas that we have come up with. Yeah, I think that's
this is great, Erica. I think this shows, like, when we learn new things, we don't know everything about it, and that we can kind of play with it and figure it out. And I think that's great for other educators to see too, like just play with it and try it out. And just a shameless plug for the coaches. This is sort of thing that we can do. Like, we can help you figure this out and how to implement it into your classroom too. So
we joke that like a large chunk of our job is Googling stuff for other people.
Right. Exactly.
We don't have all the answers, but we'll Google it. We're really good at Google and figuring things out.
That sounds like another new T-shirt. We'll Google it for you.
Yeah. I see my friend Cheryl has joined in. If you've noticed in the chat, you're probably wondering, who's Cheryl? Hi, Cheryl. Thanks for joining. She's one of my instructional design friends, and we're taking a class together. So,
awesome.
Cool.
Wording. Yep. We're having a lot of fun in that class as well. All right. I think that's a wrap.
Awesome.
All right. Thanking you, everyone. Thanks for watching.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.